Today we are reviewing Explorers of Navoria, where you will do absolutely positively no exploration whatsoever.
What?
No, there will be no exploration in this game.
I am shocked.
None. Spoiler. Explorers of Navoria sees players on an adventure to explore new continents that have emerged. You'll build settlements on these continents, craft supplies and items for your adventure, and collaborate with various races of Navoria to aid in your exploration. Draft cards, move up tracks, rinse and repeat until the end of the third round, where you all turn around at the table and ask each other if what you just played was a board game. We almost never talk about components when it comes to board games. I just feel it feels redundant, you know, because like as a viewer, you could just see, you could just look at because you can see it. Like
Disagree.
No, because like I see so many reviewers just wax over like, oh, this component, this. I don't care.
Oh, true.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we do talk about it when it's like a quality item.
This is
not when it's just
anal. Exactly. When there's an exception. This game, it's a very pretty game. And the only reason I wanted to briefly mention the quality of the game in terms of the art is because I wanted to start the review with something positive, because here on out, everything I say will be negative.
And if you've watched any of our previous videos, you know that I am a big aesthetic and theme person. So if something is cute and pretty, more likely that I'll like it.
Yeah. Whereas I'm the opposite. I see something cute, I'm like, I just become a curmudgeon, you know? Like the old man at Home Alone. I'm just like, or like a guy yelling, like, get off my lawn.
He's just grumpy.
Yeah, I get grumpy. Cuteness makes me grumpy. And one of the things I dislike about this game is the randomness, you know, because on your turn, okay, at the very start, the first phase, you draw 2 tokens from this bag, okay? And then those tokens will have different colors on them. And then you decide which one you want to keep and which you want to discard to the city, which can be used for future turns for other players. So you place it down on one of these cards and then you get to draft. It feels really artificial. Like I see cards that I want, but the game won't let me take them. Instead, it lets me do this tedious nonsense. It felt unnecessary. Like I'm all for placing limitations on players. That's part of the fun of a game, right? Because you want to work within those rules and adapt and do
like
something
mathematics.
Creative. Yeah, exactly. But like the game doesn't offer anything. Like all the cards, despite all their colors, just all look the same. They're all the same. They all perform the same actions. They all do the same thing. It's like go up a track, get a resource, get victory points.
That's every board game ever.
I know,
There's a certain limit of number of actions until there is, different types of like each different category of color of cards is a different combination. Some are more focused on end of game objectives, some focus on income, some focus on like instant rewards, some focus on victory points. So it's there is some variety. However, I do actually like the drawing the little tiles out of the bag, because I think it adds a layer of. It's why Mike doesn't like it, and I know he wants to know he doesn't like it.
It's random.
Exactly. There's a luck-based element,
really
but there is a way to negate the luck-based element by choosing a token of tiles already exposed on the board. And plus, you get to draw 2 and pick one from the 2. So I don't know. I feel like it's luck-based, but also there is some rhyme and rhythm to it, and so I do like that mechanism.
But it didn't feel like I had any player agency, you know? Like the second phase of the game is you take the tokens from the cards and you place them down in the worker placement spots. And even then, I'm just matching color to color. And the worker placement spots themselves, they go down in value. So it's just like, okay, I have a red token and I place it down in the worker placement spot. But it's not a choice. I'm placing color on color and I'm just selecting the best available one. It feels like the designer is making my choices for me. I don't feel like I have any agency.
That's just to be honest. It's a simple game. It's not designed to be overly complex. It's not going to be a 3-hour, brain scratcher.
No, but like we were talking about this the other day, where sometimes you can have like a lot of Bruno Cathala games. You have this very simple game, but there's depth within that simplicity. Simplicity is not an excuse to make a game that feels like it's sort of playing itself.
It's the kind of game I could imagine introducing to an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Introducing them to a more complex game than Monopoly.
They do teach some basic mechanics like card drafting and worker placement.
And the cuteness of it, I think, adds to it too. So like, I do see the value of this kind of game. I don't think it's the kind of game that we need in our collection. But I think if you're starting to get into board games, starting collection, it's one of the kind of games where you start here.
I don't know, because like, okay, so it's sort of like you take your kids to a kids movie and your hope is that the kids movie is at least there's something in it for you too. Like there's
like the Pixar stuff?
Yeah, there's something engaging. Like you can watch Up with a kid and they might not understand everything about Up, like the finality of death and stuff like that. But like you do. And for this game, there's nothing there for me to sink my teeth into. Sure, it might be okay for a kid, but there's no depth for me. And in the game, like, there's never a point where you feel challenged. There's no individual player powers, or not that the game needs anything like that, but there's never a moment in the game where you feel like you pulled off something interesting. You know, you're never looking around and going like, look what I just did. I just did this wicked combo.
It's ultimately a really simple, well done, simple game.
This is the best example. Oh, look at this. This is perfect. I have 3 cards here. I'll show it to you first.
Yes.
3 cards.
They all align heads.
They all do the exact same thing. They all provide the exact same symbol. One gives 2 victory points, one gives 1 victory point, and one gives 0 victory points. But it's the same card. So the cards don't even feel balanced.
Someone did shuffle well.
Maybe not, but still, this is like the perfect. This is exemplifies exactly what I'm talking about
for each icon.
Yeah, but this is
that's is a great one.
Sure. But we're talking about player choices. The choices are which one am I going to take, guys? Am I going to take the one that gives me 2 victory points, 1 victory point, or no victory points? And it's all the same symbol, so there's.
That's why I say it's good for an 8-year-old, 10-year-old to get them into. Why you throw the cards like that?
Because I'm upset now. I'm angering myself.
Your things really make him aggressive and mad.
Like even the placing. Okay, there's the other component of the game is you can place down your resources that you gain throughout the game. You don't choose where the resources go. Mostly, you can't stack.
You choose.
No, you can't because you can't stack. If you get, let's say, you get 3 resources. You have 3 portions to place them in. You have to spread them out. You can't put them all.
Yeah, but when you get 1, you get 2, you get to choose where you put them.
Sure, and like they're basically contracts that you're fulfilling. And the contracts are the same every single game. You know, it's not like other games where there's a spread of contracts that you can draft from, and maybe the contracts reward you with different things beyond victory points, like special powers.
Yeah.
No, it's the same thing every single time.
But then with the contract, I'm literally arguing everything you're saying. But with the contracts, there's 3 columns on your personal board, and basically, as you put out more trade houses, you get more actions that you can do when you complete a contract in that category.
Yeah, and those actions are get victory points, move up tracks.
The tracks are boring. The tracks are really boring. All you have are flag goal points, like somewhere on the track. I wish, and then at the end of the track, though, there is some kind of reward if you get there. I don't think I've ever gotten there for any of the tracks, but I wish the tracks had those type of abilities. So different tracks had focused on, some of it's focused on movement, some of it's focused on giving you resources, some of it's focused on victory points. I wish there was more creativity to the tracks.
It's one of those games where it is a point salad game. And that's fine. We play lots of point salad games, but
like the literal salad game.
That's right. But like there's not a lot of strategy here. You haven't given me a puzzle that's worth solving. Okay? Ooh. And that's really important, especially in a game with 0 player interaction. Yes, there's the interaction where it's like, oh, you drafted that card that I wanted. Oh, well, I'll just get this other
You take
card.
the spot that I wanted. Yeah,
there's that. But if you're going to make me bunker down and not give a damn about what other people are doing at the table, you better present to me an interesting puzzle that is worth my time to solve and ignore everybody else at the table. Because the only interaction you really do that's somewhat meaningful is you have to collect 5 of the same symbol on these cards, and then you get to place your token, and that's sort of a race to do so. So the only reason I have to look at other people's boards is just to see whether or not they're racing towards the same symbol count that I am.
I guess in that same train of thought, I would say the other play interaction bit is like on each of the tracks. Going up the highest, you want to beat where everyone else is.
It's a leader track. Yeah, whoever's the furthest ahead on the track scores 3 victory points.
Yeah.
I guess just what upsets me is that I'm always really excited to play a game from a first-time designer because you do get that sense that they're swinging for the fences. They're trying new things. They got this idea that's like burning into their head, and they want to present that idea to everybody. But I play this game, and it just feels like he's not swinging for the fences. It just felt like he was bunting. It just felt like a really basic game. And I understand, I'll do the YouTuber thing. Like, it's not for me, guys. Maybe it's for you. But I do not recommend this game at all. I think I have no trouble with simple games. We have plenty of simple games. But those simple games have depth built into their simplicity. And simplicity is not an excuse for a lack of engagement with your players.
Yeah.
And for that, as pretty as the game is, and as much as I understand it is a beginner-friendly game that introduces mechanics, I think there's better games that do that. And for that, I give it a 5. I give it a 5. It's not a bad game. I didn't, when I was playing it, I didn't hate it. I just was bored. I was bored. And for me, boredom is a 5.
I was expecting much lower numbers from you, considering how negative you were the whole time.
It's not broken. We're not getting into broken territory, and I don't hate it. So 5 is fine.
Yeah. If someone pulls it out, you find to play, you just would never ask for it. Would it be fine to play?
If they really wanted to, they're like, this is my favorite game. First, I'd be like, why? And then second, I'd be like, okay, we'll play, because I'm a nice guy.
If your 8-year-old niece pulls out the game, you'd be like,
I'll be like, get out. I disown you. As a niece, you're gone. Leave. No, yes, that'd be fine. What do you feel?
It was a very mid game. It's not a game.
You were disagreeing with everything I say. Now you're going to come around and say that the game is mid?
You were too negative.
Okay.
It's mid. It's not fantastic. It's not mind-blowing. But I think we're also very, very privileged that we have tried so many great simple games. Like if we only played really complex games and then we didn't really play simple games at all, this would be a pretty good simple game. But we were, especially one of our last videos where we tier ranked all of the different board game designers, that it really dawned on us that, wow, some people can really do simple games and the execution of it is phenomenal. That unfortunately, after that realization, a lot of simple games just felt like, it's not a bad game. For a first-time designer, bravo, well done. It's a really good game for your first game. But if you have a lot of different types of games and you enjoy a whole range of them, this won't be that memorable. And so for that reason, I would give it a 6.
Yeah, we definitely struggled with this one. We played it many times. We're just going to keep playing. Like, maybe we'll like it. We keep playing it over and over and over again.
It was like hoping
it got
that,
worse.
Maybe we missed some kind of strategy or something.
Exactly. But it stinks because this is, I guess, full disclosure, you're supposed to say this anyway. This was sent to us by the publisher. And so it's bad now that we're going to be like, I don't know if this we had to be honest. I don't want to do that thing that some content creators and other spaces do where they just give a good rating to games that they don't like.
Well, no, we want to be honest with you, right? Because for us, there is no upside of lying to you and telling you that we love this game when we don't. Because if we became friends in real life, you'd be like, oh, what about that game you said you love? And we're like, we haven't played it.
You'll make us play at a convention and we'll be like, no.
Yeah, we've never played it since the review. We haven't touched it since. And we want to be honest, right? We have a lot of games we love, and there are many times after a long day of work, I want to play a 30-minute game, not like a 2-hour game, so I don't have the mental capacity for that. And this would not be the game I asked for, unfortunately.
So Tabletop Turtle does not recommend Explorers of Navoria. It's an okay to average gateway game. Maybe you'll like it. Let us know in the comment section if we got it wrong. We'll see you next one. Goodbye.
Thanks
Like,
for
comment,
watching.
subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.